He hadn't slept in 4 days, not because he couldn't, but because every time he closed his eyes, his mind attacked him. Regrets from 10 years ago, fear of tomorrow, a voice that whispered, "You're not enough, you'll never be enough." His name was Kiran, and he was drowning, not in water, but in his own thoughts. Kiran had tried everything: meditation apps, breathing exercises, positive affirmations. Nothing worked. The noise only grew louder. One night, standing at the edge of a bridge, he wasn't planning to jump. He just wanted the thoughts to stop, just for one moment, one single moment of silence. That's when he saw the light, a small hut at the edge of the forest, smoke rising from its chimney. Without knowing why, he walked toward it. Inside sat an old man. His eyes looked like they'd seen 1,000 lifetimes. He was holding an empty cup. "Sit," the old man said. Not a question, a command. Kiran sat. "You want peace," the master said. It wasn't a question either. Kiran's voice trembled. "I want my mind to stop destroying me." The master nodded slowly. Then he did something strange. He began pouring tea into his own cup. He poured and poured until the tea overflowed, spilling onto the table, dripping onto the floor. "Stop!" Kiran shouted. "The cup is full, it can't hold any more." The master set down the teapot and looked at him. "You are this cup. Your mind is so full of yesterday's pain and tomorrow's fear that there is no room for today, no room for peace, no room for life itself." He handed Kiran a cracked wooden bowl. "Go to the river, fill this bowl, bring it back to me, without spilling a single drop. Only then will I teach you." Kiran looked at the winding path outside. Roots, rocks, uneven ground. "This is impossible," he said. The master replied, "So is peace, for a mind that refuses to let go." Kiran tried, again and again and again. Each time, his mind betrayed him. He thought about failing. He thought about what the master would say. He thought about every mistake he'd ever made, every person who'd ever doubted him, and each time the water spilled. After his 10th attempt, he collapsed on the forest floor, tears streaming down his face. "I can't do it," he whispered to no one. "I can't quiet my mind. I can't stop the thoughts." His voice broke. "I'm broken." And then he let go, not because he found strength, because he had none left. He stopped trying to win. He stopped trying to fix himself. He stopped fighting. He just breathed. And in that breath, he heard the river. He felt the earth beneath him. He saw moonlight cutting through the trees. For the first time in years, he was not in his head. He was alive. Kiran filled the bowl one final time, but now he didn't think about the destination. He didn't care if he failed. Each step was enough. Each breath was enough. He arrived at the hut. The bowl was full. The master took it, looked at the water, and smiled. "Now you understand," Kiran spoke softly. "I understand that I cannot empty my mind by force. I empty it by giving up the war against myself." The master shook his head. Closer, but not quite. He poured the water out onto the ground. "You don't empty your mind by letting go of your thoughts." He paused. "You empty it by letting go of the thinker, the one who judges, the one who fears, the one who believes he is broken." He placed his hand on Kiran's chest. "That voice in your head is not you. It never was. You are the silence underneath it. You are the awareness, watching the storm. And that awareness, it has been at peace all along." Kiran returned to his village. The thoughts still came, the fears still whispered. But now He knew something he could never unknow. He was not his thoughts, he was the sky, and thoughts were just weather. So let me ask you something. That voice in your head right now, the one telling you you're not enough, the one replaying your failures, the one terrified of tomorrow. What if that voice isn't you? What if you've been fighting a war against an enemy that doesn't exist? What if peace isn't something you achieve? What if it's something you already are and you just forgot? Close your eyes, take one breath, and for just this moment, let go of the thinker. What remains? That's you.